A visionary leader. Introducing W.E.B. Du Bois. Du Bois was a towering figure in American history. He was a sociologist, historian, civil rights activist, and Pan-Africanist. Born in 1868, Du Bois dedicated his life to fighting for equality and justice for black people. His work challenged the deeply ingrained racism of his time. Du Bois believed in the power of education. He also believed in the importance of black people having a voice in their own destiny. His writings and speeches inspired generations of activists and thinkers. They continue to resonate today. Du Bois's most famous book is a seminal work in African American literature. Published in 1903, the book explores the complexities of being black in America. It introduces the concept of double consciousness, a term coined by Du Bois. This concept describes the feeling of always looking at oneself through the eyes of a racist society. Is a powerful and moving testament to the resilience of the human spirit. It remains a vital text for understanding race and identity in America. The making of a trailblazer. Du Bois's formative years. Du Bois was born in Great Barrington, Massachusetts in 1868. He grew up in a relatively tolerant community. However, he still experienced the racism that was pervasive in American society at the time. Du Bois excelled in school. He went on to attend Fisk University, a historically black university in Nashville, Tennessee. After graduating from Fisk, Du Bois attended Harvard University. He became the first African American to earn a doctorate from Harvard. After completing his education, Du Bois embarked on a career as a scholar and activist. He taught at several universities, including Atlanta University, where he founded the Department of Sociology. Du Bois also conducted groundbreaking research on the social and economic conditions of black people in America. His work helped to expose the realities of racial inequality. Du Bois's upbringing and education had a profound impact on his worldview. He witnessed firsthand the injustices faced by black people. This fueled his desire to fight for social change. Du Bois's experiences also instilled in him a deep appreciation for the importance of education. He believed that education was essential for the advancement of black people. Behind the veil, Du Bois's perspective on race in America. The veil is a metaphor for how racism prevents white people from seeing black people as human beings. It shapes the experiences of black people in America. The veil creates a sense of double consciousness among black Americans. They are aware of the stereotypes and prejudices directed at them. Du Bois's concept of the veil is still relevant today. Racism continues to permeate American society. Uplifting a race, the talented 10th, and the burden of leadership. Du Bois believed that the black community needed to develop its own leaders. He argued that these leaders should come from the talented 10th of black society. This meant the top 10% of educated and accomplished black individuals. Du Bois believed that this group had a responsibility to use their talents and resources to uplift the race. They were to lead the fight for social justice and equality. They were also to provide guidance and support to the black community. The concept of the talented 10th was controversial. Some people argued that it was elitist. Others felt that it placed too much burden on a small group of individuals. However, Du Bois believed that it was necessary to have a group of highly trained and dedicated individuals. They would lead the way in the struggle for racial equality. Du Bois's concept of the talented 10th continues to be debated today. Some people believe that it is still relevant. Others argue that it is outdated. Regardless of one's stance on the talented 10th, there is no doubt that Du Bois believed in the importance of black leadership. Section 5. A World United. Du Bois's Pan-Africanist Vision. Du Bois was a strong advocate for Pan-Africanism. This is, the belief that people of African descent all over the world share a common history and destiny. Du Bois believed that black people needed to unite in order to achieve liberation from colonialism and racism. Du Bois played a key role in organizing the first Pan-African Congress in 1900. This Congress brought together black people from Africa, the Caribbean, and the United States. It helped to lay the foundation for the Pan-African movement. Du Bois continued to be involved in Pan-Africanism throughout his life. He attended several more Pan-African congresses. He also wrote extensively about Pan-Africanism. Du Bois's vision of a united Africa inspired many people around the world. It helped to fuel the struggle against colonialism in Africa. It also contributed to the growth of the Black liberation movement in the United States. Du Bois' critique of Booker T. Washington. Du Bois and Booker T. Washington were prominent black leaders with different views on achieving racial equality. Washington focused on economic advancement and accepting segregation. Du Bois believed in fighting for civil rights and social equality. He critiqued Washington's approach as perpetuating racial inequality. Their debate shaped the civil rights movement. Du Bois's critique remains relevant today. Section 7. A lasting impact. Du Bois's influence on the civil rights movement. Du Bois had a profound impact on the civil rights movement. His ideas helped to shape the movement's goals, strategies, and tactics. Du Bois's emphasis on education, civil rights, and Pan-Africanism influenced generations of activists. Du Bois was a founding member of the NAACP. This organization played a pivotal role in the civil rights movement. Du Bois served as the NAACP's Director of Publicity and Research. He used his position to challenge segregation and discrimination. Du Bois's writings and speeches also helped to inspire activists. His book is considered a classic of African American literature. It helped to raise awareness of the injustices faced by black people. Du Bois's legacy continues to inspire activists today. His work reminds us that the fight for social justice is a marathon, not a sprint. It requires courage, determination, and a willingness to challenge the status quo. Section 8. Echoes of Du Bois. His relevance in today's world. Du Bois's work is as relevant today as it was a century ago. His writings on race, class, and power continue to resonate in the 21st century. Du Bois's concept of the veil is still used to explain the persistence of racism in America. His work on double consciousness is also relevant to understanding the experiences of marginalized groups around the world. Du Bois's work on Pan-Africanism is also increasingly relevant in a globalized world. His call for unity among people of African descent is a powerful reminder of the importance of solidarity in the face of oppression. Du Bois's work is a valuable resource for anyone who wants to understand the history of racism and the struggle for social justice. His writings offer a unique and insightful perspective on the challenges facing black people in America and around the world. Section 9. The enduring power of Du Bois's words. Du Bois was a gifted writer. His prose was elegant, insightful, and often poetic. Du Bois's words had the power to move people. They could also make them think critically about the world around them. Du Bois's writing was often infused with a sense of urgency and moral outrage. He was deeply troubled by the injustices that he saw around him. He used his writing to expose these injustices. He also used it to call for change. Du Bois's most famous work is a collection of essays, poems, and spirituals. It explores the complex realities of being black in America. The book is a powerful indictment of racism and a moving testament to the resilience of the human spirit. Section 10. A legacy of activism. Du Bois's impact on contemporary movements. Du Bois's legacy extends beyond his writings and into the very fabric of contemporary activism. His emphasis on intersectionality, the interconnectedness of race, class, and gender, resonates deeply with modern social justice movements. Du Bois recognized that oppression takes on many forms. He understood that true liberation requires addressing all systems of inequality. Today, movements like Black Lives Matter, the fight for LGBTQ+ rights, and the struggle for economic justice all draw inspiration from Du Bois's intersectional approach. Du Bois's unwavering commitment to activism, scholarship, and social change continues to serve as a model for those fighting for a more just and equitable world. Section 11. Conclusion. The unwavering voice of Du Bois. Du Bois was a visionary leader. He was an intellectual giant who helped to shape the course of American history. He was a tireless advocate for social justice. His work continues to inspire people around the world. Du Bois's legacy is complex and multifaceted. He was a brilliant scholar, but he was also a flawed individual. He could be arrogant, stubborn, and even vindictive. However, his flaws do not diminish his accomplishments. Du Bois was a giant of his time. He left an indelible mark on the world. His voice will continue to be heard for generations to come.